our channel. So it took me really a while to video or to have the part 2 of the psychological perspective of the self. Because for some reasons, daghan of mga requirements, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. But, without further ado, let's start our virtual discussion. Okay, so last time we ended up into the theory of cognitive development. So we will just continue and have a short recall, no? So, ang theory of cognitive development is a comprehensive theory. It meaning you are going to internalize internalization theory about the development of human intelligence. Kung moingon tag human intelligence, the capacity of the individual to think rationally. Okay, so again we have this 3 basic parts of how to acquire knowledge, the schemas, adaptations, and the stages of development. We already talked schemas and adaptations from my previous video. So today we are going to talk about the stages of development. So here, so we have this 4 stage. First, we have sensory motor, this one, the pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operations. So you have been guided there in the table. So sensory motor, rather, is from ages 0 to 2. So it's the time wherein the child learns by doing, no? Ma-learn ang bata kung imo ang pabuhat sa iya, like writing, no, building blocks, unsay mga iya ang dulaon, touching, no, tilawan niya kung nakabantay mo kasagaran sa mga babies, no, 0 to 2 years old, is they keep on kanang taste, no, gamit ilang baba, nga kanang kung unsay ilang makit-an ilang isulod sa ilang baba. And also the child has primitive understanding of cause and effect relationship. So by this time you are the child already has prior knowledge into the word no. Okay, so like for example, my daughter, she is 1 year and 11 months. So she's almost 2. So pag ingon gani na ko nga no, mupatuon na gyud siya no, yayay. Then the yayay indicates pain. So that is why when nanay said, "Nak, ayaw ana, no, because it's yayay." So mo-follow gyud siya, no? Kay kabaw na siya if buhato ni ang butang, kaning isa ka butang, example magdula siya og kanang tubig sa salog, ang hinungdan may slide ka, ang effect is masakitan ka, no? Nga mabunog imong lawas or maunsa ba kaha. That is why the child would discover the essence or the meaning when you say no, because it's yayay. Okay, so muna siyang sensory, muna siya ang mga ma-develop sa bata during sensory motor na stage. Now, for the pre-operational stage naman, it's between ages 2 to 7 years old. It's where the child uses language and symbols. No, kabalo na siya mag-count, kabalo na siya gamay or very good na kaayo pod sa alphabet, no? So here egocentrism is also evident, no? So meaning ani magtuman gyud sila ayo sa ilang gusto, taman gyud sa imo ang kabikog, no? Nga taman sa imong mahurot imong pasensya, magtuman sila kung unsa ang ila ang gusto, ila gyud ang buhaton, no? So in this stage kabalo na sila mo communicate. For example, for the potty training, for the toilet training for the kids, they know na how to say mag-ihi ko or magpupo ko, no? So they discovered nga pag maka-feel na gani sila intensity sa pantog nga murag kaihon sila, maka-distinguish na dayon during pre-operational stage na ay kaihon ako. That is why mo ana din ang bata, nanay wiwis or nanay pupo, no, before makapoop na dayon sila. And eventually ang permiro ani nga mga experiences, pag mayon sila pupo humana, pag mayon sila wiwis humana, but from time to time or sa magkadugay, ma-practice na dayon nila ang muingon sila nga na ay wiwis, na ay pupo, pero wala pa sila naka-wiwis or pupo. Wala pa naka-urinate, wala pa po naka-poop, no? So now, for the concrete operations naman, it's between 7 to 11 years old. So, it is where the child demonstrates conservation, no? Reversibility, serial ordering, kabalo na siya mag-arrange, mag-keep sa toys, kabalo na siya she or he has mature understanding of cause and effect relationship, kabalo na siya much more than no and yayay. No? Ingno na dayon maka-comprehend na ang bata nga anak. Dili ka mag-play og outlet kanang mga plug on electrical wires whatsoever kay makurintihan ka. If makurintihan gani ka na ay tendency mamatay jud ka, no? Mayayay ka or very big yayay, you will have severe injury. So they will have mature understanding about cause and effect relationship. So by this time na pod medyo magkadagko na pod ang ilang mga discoveries, no? So thinking at this stage is still concrete, no? So of course they are still growing, they are still exploring, they know how na to talk back, no? Kabalo na sila nga kana bitong matik-matiko na kaugtubag nga, nay, you said this one a while ago but now you are doing this one. You said it's bad but you're doing it. So does that mean that you're bad? No, ana-anao na dayon ka, kanang lipat-lipato na dayon ka sa imo ang anak. So they will know how to reason out na dayon during this stage. And the last stage is what we call the formal operation. It's between 12 years old and above, wherein the individual demonstrate abstract thinking. So it's a deeper meaning of thinking. Eventually, they will have slowly learn to think logically, logical reasoning. They will learn to discover explanations on their own. They will learn to comprehend much more deeper than the previous years of their lives. Okay? So now, let's proceed to Dr. Susan Harter. So, Dr. Susan Harter is a psychologist, an author, and professor who detailed the emergence of self-concept and asserted that the broad development changes observed across early childhood up to adolescence could be interpreted within a Piagetian framework. So, for Susan Harter, gi-expand niya ang self-development concept until adulthood. So, naapod siya iya ang presentations for different stages of cognitive or self-development. The first one is the early childhood, wherein the child describes the self in terms of concrete, observable characteristics such as physical attributes, material possessions, behaviors, and preferences. So, during a time, the children on early childhood stage would observe groups of people. So, kani ang mga mugbo, gagmayng bata nga mohilak dayon, they will identify that one as baby day ni sila. So, makarecognize sila then pag medyo idar-idaran na, ipaamin ko, ay, muni sila ang mga lolog, lola. Kani di ay muni mga auntie. Mo di ni mama, mo ni papa. So, no, they will going to observe any characteristics, physical appearances, no, magbantay na sila. Mao nang kasagaran bitaw sa mga toddlers or kasagaran sa mga children, mga kids, kay takles kaayo, no, kung na sila mabantayan kay ilang ginang istorya. Malay na atong naong atong babae ganiha maoy, no, mo ana bitaw ay sa ko kay kuan, no. So on this stage they are really observing the society, the other people outside their self, no. They are maniid sila nga ay ingon ani day ang behavior pag masuko, ingon na ani day ang behavior pag malipay, ma-excite or ma-frustrate, so on and so forth. Now, here we comes middle or later childhood. So it's the stage wherein you will describe in terms of traits like construct. So for example, ana is you are smart, honest, friendly, and shy. Ma-recognize na sa children or sa kids under middle or later childhood. Ay, kani daing bayhana kay talkative ni siya. Ay, kaning bayhana kay very smart, yun kaan siya kay maayo kay siya manubag, no? So, dira na nila ma-identify ang different traits of different individuals according sa ilang observations po. So, it would also require the type of hierarchical organization skills, characteristics of logical thought development. Diri magsugod ang ilaang logical reasoning, diri magsugod ang kanang morason nila. They have their own ideas na that they want also to share to their family or to their primary caregivers. So, for the adolescents naman, they are characterized by the emergence of more abstract self-definition such as inner thoughts. Kabalo na sila magnahuna deep inside, no? Na sila kana bitong mga thoughts or ideas that they will not share into the world, they will not share into their parents, they keep it up to themselves. That is why it's the somehow considered the most difficult stage in a life cycle of a human being because mura siya gubot ni siya nga part. You have new discoveries, you learn new things, you question the old things, the existence, the validity of the certain argument. No nga kanang ang gituuhan nimo sa una pwede nga pangutanon na nimo karon kung sakto ba gyud to gibuhat ni nanay, sakto ba gyud kahatong gibuhat ni tatay, according lagi sa ako ang nabantayan dili man maayo nga ingon ani ingon ana ingon ato. No, so naa na sila yung mga ideas nila, mga inner thoughts. They have their emotions, attitudes, and motives. By this stage, they will really learn how to construct lies. No, makabalo na sila mo balay-balay ug bakak though dili pa ina naka-concrete ang ilaang mga ipamakak, but still they do experience that one. So no, they have their capacity to really overthink, to question themselves, their contribution, influence to the society, their role in the society. So, adolescence class basically is the stage wherein you you ask kung asa mo aning kalibutan na. You will ask yourself, why do I exist? What's my purpose? Why do I have this kind of experience? Why do I have this kind of attitude? Why do I feel this way? Mga ingon ana bitaw, they have lots of thoughts that keeps going into their mind, and mostly it's the time wherein ma-detach sila emotionally sa ilang parents or sa ilang primary caregivers. Dire na ang time nga mosulod na diretso sa kwarto, ni dili na mo share ni nanay ug ni tatay kung unsay ilang house their day, dili ba pareha atong mga bata pa sila nga magdagan jud no, inigulit na nay tan-awa na ako'y 5-star no, mo ana gidayon. Now when they reach adolescent stage, they will somehow psychologically detach or distance themselves into some people. They will have self-pities, mga inana, they have insecurities, the emergence of insecurities, nga nganong dili man ko inani, nganong di man ko parehan niya, nganong dili man ko inatuoy, nganong inani man gud ko, mga so on and so forth. So now for the emerging adult stage naman, it is characterized by having a vision of possible self. So it is the age of possibilities, a time of grand dreams, of being wealthy and having glamorous occupations. And beyond the emerging adulthood, the visions of a possible self become more realistic. So it's the time wherein you slowly and you started to reach your goals. It's the time wherein you are able to accept who you are, what you are, where you're from, and where you want to be. Okay? So it's the stage wherein I am good at this. I am not perfect, but I have this one. I may not have this one, but I have this one. You are going to balance, no? And you are going to accept that not all people will like you, and it's okay. Not all the time you feel happy. Dili tanang panahon, malipayon ka. There are times that you're sad, you're frustrated, you're angry, and that's okay. No, it's the time wherein you realize life is just a cycle. Eventually, you experience, you commit mistakes, you stand up, you learn, and then you grow as a person, no? And you started to have your dream job, you started to pursue what you wish for in life, no? So these are the characteristics of emerging adults. And then, si William James naman, the father of American psychology, believed that the self has two elements. Duha ang klase sa self. The I and the me self. So, unsa man na si I self? I self is the pure ego. It is the self that is aware of its own actions, no? It has a sense of being the agent or initiator of behavior. Siya gitigbuhat. Siya ang pure ego. It's a sense of being unique. What makes you who you are, no, is the I self, according to William James. And it's the sense of continuity. You are going to do continually what you believe you are capable of doing. Kanang kinaiya bitaw nimo, mugawas ug mugawas raman gyud, magbalik-balik ra gyud gihapon. Kung masuko ka imong ani imong reaction, every time masuko ka imong ana gyud imong reaction, di ka kapugong sa imong baba. So every time masuko ka, dili jud ka kapugong sa imong baba. No, that is the I self. It's the sense of awareness about being aware. So for me self naman, it is called as the empirical self. So ang empirical self means that the self is the object. It is the self that can be described, such as the physical characteristics, the personalities, the social roles or relationships, thoughts or feelings, no? Ang me self, me self, no? Si I self, muto siyang awareness into our own actions, katong tig-desisyon, si I self, no? So, me self has three materials. Three dimensions rather. First, the material or the physical appearance and extension, such as clothing, immediate family, and all. That's the material dimension of the me self. No, the material kani magunitan nimo, makita nimo, mahawiran nimo, masimhot nimo. Next, we have the social. Social dimension of me self are the social skills and significant internal relationships. So these are your family, this could also mean your friends and your loved ones, no? Next is your social dimension could also is your social skills, how you talk to other people, how you treat other people, how you interact with other people. So last is what we call the spiritual dimension of me self. It's the personality, character, and defining values. So, muna imong kinaiya, muna imong karakter, ang pagkaikaw, ug unsa ang mga pamatasan nga naa ka. That is the me self. So now, let's proceed to the personality development and self-concept. So, according to Carl Rogers, na siya gitawag nga duha ka klase sa self-concept. It's the ideal and real self. The ideal self is the person that you would like to be. The real self is the person that you actually are. For example, your ideal self is to become beautiful, mahinhin, smart, talented, successful in life, and it's quite different from your real self. Your real self is who you are. No, a person under construction, no? So sabaan, open for mistakes, how you behave into a certain situations, no? Nga, for example, si ma'am, gusto ko nga hinhin ko, gusto ko nga prim and proper ko. However, my real self is the opposite. No, sabaan, sige bahak-hak, then akong utok, bisan saon akong inon nga, pagpuyo sa aron ha, dili sa ka magpabadlong, pag makakita kong katawanan, kay mo ba-ark-ark, naging kong ayog katawa, then dili ko ka-concentrate, kay naadjug ko'y makitaan jud nga, mura jud ko gitikon. So, no, it's quite different, no? Of course, the ideal and real self. Of course, class, the ideal self is the influence of your parents, your primary caregivers, and the people around you. Na kana bitong makita nato nga role model, no? Unsa ni kaaya-aya, angay sunan, angay sundun, no? Munang makakreate og ato ang ideal self. Nindot manggod kong ingon ani ko. So, muni siya akong ideal self. Okay, no? So, inana, so on and so forth. So, I hope you learned something about this virtual discussion. I hope you have learned lessons that you will carry all throughout na sa inyong pagkatigulang nga ay ingon ani day. It's okay to have mistakes. It's okay to experience things that is beyond your control. It's okay nga madagma o kirag masayop. Ang dili okay kung masayop ka, dili ka magkat-on, usbon pa yun mo imong sayop, no? So, you should know how to grow, no? It doesn't mean that we have to be perfect, class. Dili siya pasabot nga you will follow what other people is telling you, how you are going to act, how you're going to behave, how you're going to decide. No, dili. Dili pasabot nga, dili na gyud ka masayop, dili na gyud ka unsa ni pwede magkamali og desisyon. Of course, human as we are, we commit mistakes from time to time. We will do and decide things in which we will not use our rational or critical thinking skills, padalos-dalos. It's part of being human, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you less of a person. You are still worth it. You are still you. And you are still the most beautiful thing that the Creator ever created. No? So, I hope you learned something in this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And see you for my next video. By the way, if you are not subscribed yet, so please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell for more updates about my different lifestyles, tutorials, TikTok videos, so on and so forth. So that's it. Bye-bye.